All right, let's talk some Trevor Lawrence. Listen, the numbers weren't pretty. Part of it is he's a rookie quarterback, so you're going to have these. You're going to have these growing pain situations. Obviously, a lot has been made about Urban Meyer and the situation as a whole. But I think there's some interesting stuff about his tape. So let's, not talk too much. Let's just sort of get into the film study and talk about what he's doing well and what he needs to improve upon. All right, so let's start off with something like this. So what's going to happen here is this is a cover 0. So it's a tough situation for Lawrence because it is a bit of a 3rd and long right here. So I understand the logic behind why something like this can go wrong. You have to get the ball to the 48-yard line. So, you need 11 yards here. And with the cover 0, this is the logic behind it, is basically you force Lawrence to have to get rid of the ball quickly, and then you just run up and make a tackle. But the downside, of course, is that there's no safety or anything. So you break one tackle, you have a touchdown. For Trevor Lawrence, you got to get rid of this football. The last thing you can do is hold on to this for too long because there's pressure coming. However, Lawrence is going to hold on to the ball for too long and takes a sack right there. It wasn't even they were showing that it was a cover 0. This wasn't like he got fooled by the coverage. They made it very clear this was the most likely outcome, in fact. Got to throw the ball quickly, get rid of the ball quickly. Probably it's not a first down, but there's a chance it's a touchdown if you get it out of your hands. At the very least, just throw it away, play some field position. Just, again, it's a rookie mistake that he has to grow from. Although now let's talk about just some of the issues with the Jaguars offense as a whole. Something like this is a good one where, what's kind of football 101? It's when they play 2 safeties, you run the ball. When it's 1 safety, you throw the ball. That's kind of football 101. You throw the ball against a single safety deep coverage, you rush it against a 2 safety deep coverage. And for Jacksonville, not only are they rushing the ball, but they're going to do it's a quarterback option play. So that should help the run work even better. However, they're just not able to get much going here. And that was kind of a theme, is that even when teams would play cover 2, and this actually wasn't even a straight up cover 2, they were selling as though it was cover 2, but a safety did come crash in. It just wasn't able to work, and that is an issue that they had, was, the running game, when they tried it, it just wasn't working, and that does put you behind the 8 ball a little bit. Because, on a play like this, when things were working, the Jaguars were fine, and, Lawrence is the kind of guy where he can execute an offense certainly very well if things are getting open. Lawrence, at this point in his career, can be a good quarterback if things go well. And the hope is that when he gets older, he'll be a good quarterback, just, period, even when things are going poorly. You see little glimpses of that. Like plays like this, it's a cover 3 zone. You're going to have a receiver who's going to get open, which is a rarity for Jacksonville. And as you see, Lawrence is going to take the snap. There is going to be a little bubble right there that he's just, easily able to hit. He can do that all day. You get guys schemed open, he's going to hit that all day. It just didn't happen. And do you want to blame the coaching staff? I know a lot of people are blaming Urban Meyer. I kind of blame the receiving core a little bit more than the coaching staff, but you could blame either one. But anyways, let's now go to a play like this. So this is going to be a similar thing, and I think this is kind of Lawrence is trying to learn from his last mistake against cover 0. So it's going to be cover 0 once again. That's what they're showing. But there is one important distinction I should make about this cover 0 thing. First, let's just talk about the play. It's, you're in 5 wide for Jacksonville. So the odds of this being there's a safety who's going to, go deep are low, because for that to happen, basically an edge rusher would have to play coverage and cover maybe a wide receiver or at best a tight end. So that seems unlikely. You can pretty much rule that out and say that this is a true cover 0. However, some Tennessee players could drop back into coverage over the middle. You just have to know that that's a possibility if you're Lawrence. So get rid of the ball quickly, but also just pay attention and make sure, if you're not throwing it directly into a Tennessee player. However, when Lawrence takes a snap, you notice that a linebacker is going to drop back into coverage. So this play is working. This is what he should do, is throw this over the middle. The issue is that Tennessee's aware that he should throw it over the middle, so they're going to have someone drop back into coverage. It's a good thing to do against rookie quarterbacks, to try them, because rookie quarterbacks make this mistake a lot, and that's what Lawrence is going to do here. Look, he just throws an interception there. That's what he did. It's again, not a great play, but this is also a little bit to be expected. For Trevor Lawrence, this is very much all over his college tape. Everyone talked about how great his college tape was, and it was great, and he was making these incredible throws. But you could clearly tell he was trying to make every single throw possible, and if something went wrong, he still made the throw and it would get intercepted or get close to intercepted. And so, of course, he's going to have to learn that there are some things he can't get away with at the NFL level, which, again, he can learn. He's a young first-year quarterback. This one's another good example of just him trying to make something happen where he probably shouldn't. It's going to be zone coverage, and you have a concept that can beat this zone coverage. I've circled right there. This can get open, so this is something that, on paper at least, it's a good route to look to, a good route to probably throw to. However, right when this play begins, you're going to notice that, okay, it's not really working. Tennessee's kind of all over it, so the checkdowns are open. You hit the checkdowns, you're gaining some yards here, making it a third and achievable when it's currently second down and long. But Lawrence is going to do what Lawrence has kind of done this season of he tries to make every single throw. And again, there's logic behind it. He can make a ton of these great throws, but when guys aren't getting open, he's still going to try to make these throws, and it's going to backfire. Like, watch, as you see, Lawrence is going to throw it, and it is going to get intercepted. So, again, that's a good play of, the Gardner Minshew thing keeps getting talked about, of Gardner Minshew outperformed with a similar talent level, and I do have to say, the talent level was different. Like, PFF graded that receiving core as 26th that Minshew had, which is bad, but Lawrence is currently dealing with the 32nd receiving core, which is obviously worse. And the second thing is, I think Minshew is kind of uniquely built to play for a bad team. Lawrence might not be built that way, but the hope isn't that he can turn, a 2-15 team into a 5-12 team. You want him to be able to turn a 10-7 team into a championship team, and that's, what he can do if he lives up to the hype. And also, like, this one was just a similar example where he's going to get outside the pocket here, and he's going to then throw the ball down the field. And this is one where you can see why he made that throw. It was kind of open. He just, maybe needed to plant his feet a little bit quicker, but it's another one of those, he's trying to make something happen. And part of it was, okay, you get down in the game, your offense isn't being able to consistently roll down the field. Sometimes you do want to take some chances. They did not work out in this game. There's no denying that. So that's largely what I would say I saw, for the most part, on tape for Jacksonville. So yeah, that's basically how I feel. Like, listen, there still is a lot of promise. I think that people, for the most part, have, people are getting too quick on these rookie quarterbacks. The goal has never been for Trevor Lawrence to be a great quarterback right away. No one really cares about that. People want Trevor Lawrence to be a superstar quarterback in several years, and I think he's totally on the pathway to doing that. I think that it's fine that he has some issues. Like, we knew he had some issues coming out of college if you were really watching with a trained eye and weren't just saying, oh, well, if he's a generational talent, then he should be, number one. Like, no, there were some issues. We knew this going in. But in my opinion, from what I've seen, I think that he's improved on a lot of those issues, and the team around him is the heart of these failures. And I think that guys who can get open, that's the first step for the Jaguars of being able to have a successful season in the future. And admittedly, they tried that. It's not like they neglected the receiver position. It just didn't work out as well as you maybe would have hoped. And then, of course, there's the whole Urban Meyer situation. I don't know what you do with that, but I'm just here to talk Trevor Lawrence. So, yep, that's what I think about his performance, even though the numbers weren't great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.